Hello again. I'm back once more with another book. This is The Forgotten Tale, The Island of Cirantha. The start of the series I am currently still working on. I am almost done with book 4, and this is going to go on for at minimum 7 or 8 books, maybe longer. It kind of depends. Just like the previous book, just like Plague of Cavernax, this book is also based on a D&D campaign that I'm running, except it is in a campaign that is set in the world of Paxanthus. I worked my mermaid magic, and I found a spot on the timeline that wasn't very touched, and I figured out a way to be able to give my players free reign, because I feel like that's important as a DM. Never railroad them. So I gave them free reign, but I can still work out, no matter what the ending is, I can work it out to fit. That way it still makes sense, despite this being a soft prequel to the main storyline. The two are unrelated, like, for the most part. If you read the main storyline, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of references that'll make sense in this. But in vice versa, if you read this series first and then go read the Territorial War series, it'll be a lot of callbacks to this. So they share a lot of the same places, a lot of the lore. The world in this series, way deeper, way more detailed, more populated, like towns and cities, more locations. Obviously, this group travels around a lot. And the island of Cirantha starts in a location that is really only briefly touched in the main series. And it is gone over in great detail in this book. I feel like this is the best series that I've ever written. Granted, I've only written 2, but I feel like this is a better series. Only because I've gotten better at writing, and because the lore behind this specific series is a lot more, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a lot more in depth, because it had to be. You know, I'm homebrewing a campaign, so it's got to be, I got to have depth, because my players are dynamic, to say the least. But yeah, so while I absolutely love the main series, because it's like that's my love child, my first love of writing. That's where I started, and I grew so much as a writer writing the main series. I feel like this series is my magnum opus, and I feel like each book just gets better, so it does nothing but improve as the series goes on, and that stands true for this book that I am close to finishing. I feel like it's the best one of the series, just like I've felt every book before. So this one has, just like all of my books, has a lot of action. It's set place in the year 6998 in Paxanthian history. It starts on the island of Cirantha, which is far northeast. Yeah, northeast. I get those mixed up. Don't ask me why. Far northeast of the Fire Territory, so it's not connected to the main body of Paxanthus. That's where this one starts. And they explore the island, and they even explore a location that is touched on in the main series, and that location is not as developed as it is in the main series, which I thought was, I try to make little soft tie-ins, little callbacks. But anyway, a lot of action, a lot of character building. The development comes in the later books, but the characters are built in this. It follows 5 heroes to start: Larissa, Elravin, Ludwig, Lutris, and Nadar. Those are the 5 main characters of this book, and they are all very diverse in action, and in personality. Very different. A lot of intertwining personalities in the book, and it shows through dialogue and through choices that they make throughout the story. But if you love deep characters, along with high fantasy and like my typical theme of action and a lot of combat, then I think you would love the series. I think you would love this book specifically. Out of all of the books in this series, this one is going to have the most combat. And as the series goes on, combat reels in just a little, but the battles themselves get way more grandiose. And so, yeah, it's a group coming to Pax Santhus for the first time. They're pulled from different worlds, and they're trying to make a name for themselves. They've been summoned here for a specific mission to hunt down a particular threat to Pax Santhus, and the Overseer has pulled this group from different planes, and so not all of them know each other when this story starts. They meet at the beginning. So, if that interests you, give it a read. I could talk about this a lot longer, but I don't want to drag this on forever. But yeah, Island of Cirantha, the first story of the Forgotten Tale series. Check it out. Y'all have a good day.